What is going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer and Tim Hyde live on the Blue and Gold YouTube channel following Notre Dame's 49-7 victory over the Stanford Cardinal. It was a game that took a while, Tim, because of the weather delay. But we are happy to be live with you guys to talk about this win for the Irish. And one that they had 49 unanswered points, Tim. A big whopping run of 49 unanswered. At the beginning of the game, it was like, oh man, here we go again. And then the Irish really turned it on. So yeah, Tim, initial thoughts on that win for the Fighting Irish?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we now know in the next few home games, let them score first, and then we'll start playing. I think that's like every game, right? Northern Illinois scores right away. Stanford, I think Miami, Ohio got up early. So, and then obviously the athletes and the depth and the talent of Notre Dame just overwhelmed Stanford. I mean, those dudes fought hard as could be. They played their tail off. That Daniels guy will just compete until the very end. But it's just athletes in games like this. You got more athletes. It shows its course over the course of the game, and obviously this one did. But no, it was fun. I mean, there's some dudes that just played with their butts on fire today, obviously, and played with a lot of energy. We saw some new things out of the offense, defense. With obviously the injuries and whatnot along the front. Bryce Young played Viper. Burnham played Viper. I mean, they were just rotating guys like crazy up front. Gabe Rubio, welcome to the 2024 season. And I kept thinking, man, is he just going to take a red shirt and sit out? No, that dude must have played about 40 snaps today. So I think they're going to use him like crazy, especially Anya didn't even play. So other than that, I got some good notes. We'll jump into them as we go. So nice win. And as I was thinking real quick during this game, we've been seeing all these travels, right, Mike? All these teams losing or struggling in these travel games. Notre Dame's got back-to-back travel games, Atlanta and the Meadowlands. I mean, we're not going cross country, obviously, but back-to-back road games. So you want to have one loss going into the next bye. So it's going to be fun next 2 weeks here against Georgia Tech and obviously freaking Navy. Unbelievable. You mute.
Thank you, sir. Folks, if you're watching live with us on YouTube, please, or watching back, of course, hit the thumbs up on this video to support what we're doing here at Blue and Gold. And if you're listening via podcast, appreciate you as well. Just ask that you would please subscribe to us on our podcast platform, and please leave us a 5-star review. If you like our shows here at Blue and Gold, we would ask that you would leave us a 5-star review and fill out why you are leaving a 5-star review. That would be very much appreciated. Tim, standouts of the game. Let's go there. I think you have to start with Riley Leonard.
Oh, no. I mean,
all in all, Tim, this was Notre Dame's best performance on the season, right? From start to finish, which they started poorly in some games, but the offense, was it turnover on downs on that first drive? It was so long ago now. They punted on that first drive, and then look, touchdown. Bo Collins fumbled, touchdown. Game over. That was, and yeah, the defense allowed the 63-yard touchdown, and then look at that run of just turnover on downs, punt, turnover on downs, halftime, fumble, punt, turnover on downs. I mean, again, the most complete game we've seen from the Irish this season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you talk, going back to obviously a coaching clinic from Nick Saban where he charts drive killers. So I was like, oh, let's see who the drive killers were in the first half. Well, obviously the first drive, you get a holding call on Knapp. Knapp gives up a sack, punt, no points. The next drive, no penalties. Everything's clean, touchdown. The third drive, no penalties, go right down and score. The next drive, Collins fumbles. Obviously just gets the ball ripped out of him. And then the last one before the first half ended, clean drive, no penalties, no nothing, right down the field, touchdown. So when Notre Dame was clicking, you just couldn't stop them. I mean, Riley Leonard was unbelievable today. Some runs, the throws. What I loved is, number one, we saw an actual motion and a true quick little line pass, quick screen to the Love, and he just juked and had a great run. And then it was, we're going to hear the buzzword the RPOs. It was just straight it was off of duo. Everything was going to the weak side. And I just kept writing down. They must have had 4 duo straight off the duo run slants. That's just traditional. It was almost like going back, Mike, 2021 with Jack Cohn. We saw these from Jack Cohn so many times. Quick fake, the deep out route to the wide side or boundary, quick slants. We saw these all the time in 21. So it was nice to see type of a nice rhythm going. Couple bounce passes from Riley. One of those, I truly believe Bo Collins doesn't even run the right route. And I think he just threw it in the dirt. It was full on max protection, everyone and their mother blocking, and he wants to go bombs away, and Collins runs like a stop route or something. So I was like, man, I think I watched that thing 3 times. I think he just threw it in the dirt to be like, you're running the wrong damn route. But other than that, we saw a bunch of that. O-line was clicking at times. And then I just want to, I know I shot you a text on one of the touch. I mean, they ran duo like you're on a whiteboard, and it's double team, hat on a hat, and every single touchdown, even the Aeneas Williams touchdown, is one-on-one football. I've been saying this since you and I met. Give me a running back who could beat somebody one-on-one. And Notre Dame had 4 or 5 of those today, whereas the running back versus the free safety, good luck. And we saw what happened today. So heck of a job, some unbelievable blocks in those touchdowns. And then 2 guys on defense. Howard Cross was a grown man today. Mills was second. And then I wrote right here, KVA and Drake Bowen just keep getting better. I mean, 27 and 34 pop out a ton. So it was just nice to see those guys, those young linebackers, just keep getting reps. And I mean, those guys are going to be the studs here the next couple of years.
Swan Dog and R. Mendoza, thank you guys very much for the generous super chats, especially R. Mendoza here. Thoughts and prayers to everyone in Florida. 100% R. Mendoza. Hope everyone is getting power back and that get their homes back in order. If you guys got hit by Milton that hard. Some just game balls, Tim. Yeah, definitely Leonard. I loved what we saw from Notre Dame and these outside receivers. Yeah, Collins had the one drop and the ball got stripped from him. It was just an incredible play. But Bo Collins, 4 receptions, 85 yards. Chris Mitchell getting more involved. This was his best game, 4 receptions, 32 yards, and a touchdown. It's not setting the bar, or the bar was kind of set low because he hadn't really done a whole lot.
Yeah.
Jaden Thomas, great to see him back in there. Had that 15-yard touchdown. Yeah, the RPO slants were just, Leonard just looks so comfortable in those. And we'll definitely take a look at that when we get into our film breakdown part of the show. You mentioned Drake Bowen. He led the team with 7 tackles. Josh Burnham, he flashed. I thought we saw more. Really interested, Tim, to see the snap counts. Well, Tim, I'm not sure if I'll be doing a Tuesday show with you.
I hear you.
We'll see when Baby Singer is coming. It's
40,
definitely
40 played a lot of football today.
40 played a lot. Yes. 30. I think 30 played. Bryce Young may have played more than RJ Oben. RJ Oben on that one where he jumped off sides.
Dude, 2 interceptions today from your 2 best. You got Watts with the pick yanked away, which, by the way, how the hell is that holding on Ben Morrison? And they showed the replay. It was atrocious. And then obviously the offsides takes an interception away from Ben Morrison. So those were in my notes. Like your 2 best players, 2 NFL draft picks next year getting interceptions yanked away. But Mike, 30 and Young and obviously Burnham, those dudes are all over the place.
Yeah,
they played a ton of football.
And then running the ball, J Love wasn't used very much, but he did have that beautiful 39-yard touchdown run where he was just, all right, I am faster than you, right? That was that was a beautiful run. And yeah, I thought Kedron Young looked great there in the 4th quarter. He had 7 rushes, 39 yards. Price got his touchdown. Aeneas Williams got his first touchdown. He continues to look like a viable player. Tim, I jotted this down in the 4th quarter. Between Kedron Young and Aeneas Williams, I'm getting Audric Estime, Kyron Williams vibes. Like Kedron is giving me a little bit. He's not as big as Estime, but I get that vibe. And then Aeneas Williams to Kyron Williams. No relation, of course. They're not related, but Dude, Dylan McCullough, give that man his flowers. He's definitely recruited the running back position really well for Notre Dame and developed some talent.
And it's interesting because Aeneas did not play pretty much those first 3 quarters where we've seen him as that rotational type of third down back blocker. And then obviously he just shined like crazy at the end. But no, Aeneas Williams is going to be a straight up dude. He just keeps getting better. He's got so much natural ability. When you and I did his commit video, he looked like Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
You know, the way he runs, he's fearless blocking. So yeah, he's like a twin. Those 2 guys are definitely twins. But yeah, why? It's funny. Tight ends, man. Mike, I had written down our tight ends playing today, and then Eli Reardon gets the bootleg pass. But still, I mean, you have brought this up 3 straight shows probably. What
the hell's going on? Tim, what is going on?
I don't know. It's almost going back to 14 and 15 when Denbrock was there. Those tight ends did not have a lot of catches back then. That was the lowest catches as for a tight end over that Kelly and even now in the Freeman era is those 14, 15 years. And I would have to see 16. I think Jones started to make some plays, but it's fascinating. It's just one of those things. Maybe they're just looking outside more. Maybe that's just the called shots more, especially some of the schemes they did. Yeah, they took some deep shots today. So, and then the underneath game, they just, they threw the outside, the RPOs. We saw the one screen, a couple little dump passes. Faison didn't have a catch, did he?
I don't remember. It's in my notes. I didn't see him. I remember seeing him on the sideline when they showed the sideline. I don't think I saw him play.
Yeah, I think he started the game and then
no, Greathouse. It was Greathouse, Mitchell, and Collins. That first play, I remember that pretty vividly.
Okay. I thought it was.
I could be wrong. I don't think I saw Faison today, which is a side point of Notre Dame's injury report. Is the biggest load of crap. Like it is. It's the worst. Like why do you even do it? Because it's never accurate. I'm not saying it's like the injury report itself. What they put on there is factual, but they leave off so many other things. I'm like, what's the point of this? But
yeah, I know. And they always do the pregame one, right? Where hey, everyone's out, but one
Jeter
guy's out, and then 7 guys don't play. So yeah, Jeter doesn't even kick. So that was
Faison. Where was Faison? I don't know. Healthy scratches? I don't know.
Exactly. It is what it is. But no, it was a solid game. I know you and I talked in our show the other day. I thought it was like, man, this could be a 49-10 game. I didn't want to pick it because Notre Dame scares the hell out of me. So that's why I did what I did. But it was, what did I say? 37-16. I thought Stanford kicked a few field goals here and there, but it was just a spanking. It was just too many athletes. And then Howard Cross and Riley Mills look like just 32-year-old men out there throwing guys around. They really did.
I'm glad you brought those 2 up, especially Cross. They get a game ball for sure.
Cross had a couple sacks. He almost had his 3rd sack, but Daniels just got across the line of scrimmage on the one tackle. Cross was an absolute stud today. He was just a stud. So he's going to be needed. He's gotten better each and every game because obviously, remember going back to August, he had those sore hamstrings we kept hearing about. So, he just wasn't healthy. But yeah, we definitely need him going on the road against Georgia Tech next week. So.
Yeah. Tim, in that pregame video that we recorded and published yesterday, you did look fly in that Notre Dame Roback shirt. Dude, so let's talk about
seconds, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that was my first Roback shirt. Roback. Guys, it is the most comfortable thing I've ever worn.
It is.
Seriously. And I'm not even like it's not even that. I told you, I said, Mike, this is the best shirt I've ever worn in my life. I'm going to order a couple more. They are absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Again, folks, you could, it's a lot cheaper if you go to your Walmart or whatever, but the quality is insane. This is going to last you a long time. It is so comfortable. I get so many compliments. It's just one of those things. It's like, for me, I'm a Roback. Dude, incredible. And it's so unique. We love Roback over here. There's other ways to describe Roback as well. Best fit and best feel. For those who aren't familiar with Rhoback, it's a company that is completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable activewear. And Rhoback released some new licensed game day clothing, and it is fantastic. As Tim and I were just talking about, they have novel polo designs, clean hoodies, Q-zip designs for some of your favorite schools. Of course, your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I mean, even like I say this all the time. Get yourself something and then, do a little, holiday shopping. If you got a Nebraska fan, a Florida fan, whatever. Because I see Rhoback ads all the time when I'm scrolling Instagram. And the stuff for other schools looks tremendous as well. So do some shopping for some others. And while you do that, definitely pick up something for yourself because nobody else is pairing these level of custom designs with this quality activewear. Rhoback's everyday shorts are the perfect pairing as well. Super comfortable, elastic waistband, and great fabric that is made to have the appearance of a nice short, but the comfort of an athletic short. Rhoback leading the NIL charge. You got past Notre Dame stars Audric Estime, Kyle Hamilton, Michael Mayer, all Rhoback guys, as well as current athletes Riley Leonard and Ben Morrison. Use the code BLUEGOLD20, BLUEGOLD20, all one word, at Rhoback.com for a 20% off for new customers. So if you go to Rhoback.com, it'll pop up, it'll say 15%. But this is an offer for 20% off. This is for our Blue and Gold listeners. Rhoback.com, RHOBACK.com. 20% off when you use Blue Gold 20. That's 20% off performance polo shorts and more. Again, folks, promo code Blue. Blue Gold 20. And then you got for those who've watched some of my late night call-in shows, this is the hoodie singer. This collegiate hoodie here. This is what I wear for those. So again, thank you, Rhoback, for sponsoring today's show.
Yeah,
What's up, Tim?
I have no comment on that last thing. You're rocking. The green tint is definitely there. I thought you were going to DJ it after the show.
Listen, where is Singer going to do a show from? It's like my world is a little crazy right now. So it's
you're
just
all
like
about the lights. Everything's got into the lights with you this season. I like it. The lights, the background. I like it.
I already look good. I gotta have it look good around me too. I gotta have it match me.
Let's spend a minute on the offensive center for Notre Dame. 1 catch for 11 yards. How about
Incredible.
that? That was awesome. Once again, it was a RPO fake trying to hit. Thank God he caught it because that safety was coming down to kill Mitchell on that square in on that RPO slant right there. But heads up by Coogan. It was 11, right? I think it went for 11 yards. How about that?
Yeah, there's some jokes to be made.
Exactly. I can't wait for the Notre Dame relations to jump on the last time a offensive lineman caught a pass for a first down. That's going to be interesting to find. And then Josh Burnham did his best, JOK versus Clemson. Remember when he stripped that ball and runs it in for the touchdown in Clemson 20? Unbelievable effort by Burnham on that interception right there, hitting that. He almost got someone, I think it was Young, a couple plays later, almost got another one off of those. So what'd you tweet?
The pregame odds of Pat Coogan catching a pass is like plus 1 billion.
Oh man, that was a fun. I just want to give kudos to the 2 linemen out there making 2 big plays and getting in the stat sheet there. So that's pretty cool.
Okay. Tim, anything, because we're not just sunshine and flowers, although that was pretty darn good. Any critiques of the game? It was a slow start for both sides of the ball, but then they kicked it into gear pretty soon afterwards. Riley Leonard pushing the ball downfield. I know he had his 2 best completions downfield, or 2 of his best all season. He had the one to Collins that was severely underthrown. Maybe not severely, but it was pretty underthrown.
It was 48 yards. I went back counting. It's 48 yards in the air. So, he doesn't have a cannon. So, but it was 48 in the air. And then he had another one, right? That was a little under. You know what? He's got, the quarterback coaches in the NFL, when they start breaking down his film, he's got this lazy, it's going back to the NIU throw. That one that was underthrown by 72 yards. It's like, He's just I'm just gonna zing it up like it's a frisbee or something, right?
And that do you remember if the KK Smith one was that well thrown? I remember I missed like half the play.
That was a good corner route. I mean, he caught it like in his belly.
Okay, so that one was a good ball.
Back. It was a nice ball. It was a nice ball to
Okay.
Smith there. That was a nice little corner route. It was nice to see Smith, start to come alive after that bye, get out there and had a couple nice plays. But yeah, Riley Leonard, he's not Milton from Tennessee last year. Where he's going to sling it 88 yards, definitely. So you got to take your shots. He had a nice one to Collins. Obviously, that's a walk-in touchdown. And speaking of walk-in touchdowns, where's Micah Gilbert? Huh? How about that?
That's tough. Yeah, then Steve missed them, and yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
But hey, it's after an hour delay, right? You just, oh man, that's hits him right in the belly. But yeah, I mean, Riley Leonard, I mean, he threw some nice balls. He threw one in the dirt, like I said, which was in the dirt. The second one, I'll have to rewatch. I thought it was just a bad read, and Leonard's like, I ain't throwing this thing anywhere. But other than that, it was fine. Just a couple slants, nothing crazy over the middle and whatnot. I just keep going back to, I mean, if you want to say anything that's bad, it's Georgia Tech's going to hammer the damn football. So Notre Dame's going to, I don't know if they're going to be more 3 linebackers. Georgia Tech is going to run the damn football. So Notre Dame just sits in 6-man box. The other team has 7 blockers. Notre Dame's like, oh, I'll have 6. So they constantly do that because they just play so many games in their secondary. So is that going to come back, bite them in the butt? It hasn't really, right? It hasn't. And obviously, NIU, with the key big runs and stuff like that. Even today, they had him down on the 2-yard line, Mike. And Golden goes no DB or no linebackers. Ben Morrison was playing Mike Backer on the one. So they're going 3rd and 10, and the guy runs it for 15 yards because there's no linebackers in there. So Georgia Tech's going to hammer the ball. And then off the top of my head, I'll have to rewatch it. Knapp just looked like he took a nap early on. He went 54 was like, dude, are you going to play today? Show up a little bit. But he did have a great block on what I think it was Love's touchdown run. Just knocks the living hell out of somebody on a down block, him and Eli Reardon. So that was pretty good. So other than that, O-line did some good things. When they get stuffed, once again, it's inside run and it's the running back trying to find cutback lanes.
I need to apologize to the injury report team at Notre Dame. Jeter did actually start, and then he had a tight groin per Freeman. After he accidentally squibbed the first kickoff, they decided to hold him out. That was what Jack Silva just tweeted. But I still stand by my comments that it's like all the time that this happens. And yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, no Jordan Faison that I saw. Didn't record a.
He was on the starting, like when NBC put out the starters, he was on there. I was like, oh wow, he is that
I think
I didn't really pay attention to him.
They get that from what the depth chart is, and
on Tuesday,
Faison, whatever. It doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, I did not see.
He didn't.
He played.
And then
I mean, let's just. I'm sorry.
Where's the tight ends?
It's tight ends, and then Love. It's like 6 carries. Are they resting him for what are they resting him? He's a sophomore.
Tim, that first half,
that was fascinating.
I jotted down. Leonard is the offense.
Yes.
I mean, it was something like 70% of the plays just run 75, 80%. So it was something crazy, like between his passing attempts, which comes to be expected, right? But then the rushing attempts, he only had 6, but there was a time there where it was like
he was the guy.
It was just every single play. It's him. It's him. The offense just completely, it runs through him and then it runs again through him again. Like that's what it feels like. And today was one of those games where he played really well. But Georgia Tech will be an interesting one, Tim. Georgia Tech's going to be a really interesting game.
I know they had an offensive shootout with UNC today, so we'll see what happens there.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think it was someone in the chat. I think it was 41-31, 41-35, something like that. It was a shootout with UNC. So what does Andrew say? Tim, why not Morse? Yeah, this is what we've talked about. I mean, they did hit him once today.
Talking about Jeremiah Love getting that little screen was
Yeah,
nice.
the one little screen went for 20, 25 yards. I've just always expected. I mean, we heard so much. Me and you headbutted each other. I remember in the show back in the spring over the crazy amount of hype with Jeremiah Love. It seemed like every other day an article was written about Jeremiah Love playing wide receiver. He hasn't done it all year.
What did we argue? What were we saying?
I think I said this will not happen this year, and it's just a waste of space. And me and you went at it in one of our shows, and sure enough, we haven't seen it yet. But anyway, so, I mean, right? I mean, let's go back to spring. I mean, there used to be highlight videos of Jeremiah Love practicing at wide receiver. He motions a couple times a game, and that's it. I have always been yelling for when they go empty. I want to see Jeremiah. If he's been getting all this wide receiver practice going back to the spring, I've always wanted to see him run a route. I don't think we've truly seen him run a route except for that A&M game where I think he didn't turn right on the back shoulder fade. That would have been a touchdown against A&M. So we've yet to see him down the field. Knock on wood, they're saving that for something, and he's going to go torch someone for two touchdowns in a game playing wide receiver. So that's been a little surprising. Because who just said something? Yeah, Mark. Oh, yeah, Mark. Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, my God. I can't. Me and millions others back in the day used to scream, give the ball the Rocket even more than you did. Obviously, they had freaks on those teams, but it's the same with Love. Not that we're asking for 32 carries, but just more. Because we've seen it, Mike. He has scored a touchdown in every damn game this year. So
Has he really?
Yes, he has scored a touchdown in every game. So you keep feeding him the ball, keep giving him. He's electric. So really curious. I highly doubt it got asked today in the post game from the media. I'm sure once they sit back and see the stats and evaluate the game, will we get why did Love only touch the ball 7 times, 6 rushes and the 1 catch in the game? Right. That was pretty interesting. Unless he was sick. Did he miss 3 practices last week and they just fed Price and gave it to him? We don't know.
Someone just asked, why don't we throw to Evans anymore? Or do we not throw to Evans anymore? I mean, look at this.
That's the Mike Singer question for the last 3 weeks.
10 receptions for 82 yards.
That's like me. That's like me playing out there. Okay.
8 yards. Is he still recovering? And Tim, is it unfair for me to say, if you're healthy, you play. If you're not, you don't play.
He's healthy. He's blocking his butt out there.
Why is Mitchell Evans not getting the football? So if it's not a health thing,
it's a Denver.
Then what is it? What's going on?
It's got to be just a rhythm of calls. I mean, obviously LSU had freakazoids at wide receiver, so that's who the hell you're throwing to. He did throw to tight ends, obviously, at Cincinnati, but they did have some wide receivers that got drafted when Mike Brown was the wide receiver coach that did get drafted. They utilized those guys. Unless it's just a flow, maybe how the reads are, because maybe Reese and Parker are like, it's 3rd and 6. Can you just throw to him, please?
Yeah, you know what, Tim?
He's going to beat you.
They throw to the outside. Look at your leading receivers today. Thomas outside, Collins outside, Mitchell outside. It's a lot to the outside. They don't throw like Greathouse. Let me pull up Greathouse's season stats. And Faison's are not great either because partly because he got hurt and everything. And I have no idea where he was today. But Greathouse 14 for 159 and a touchdown. Yeah, so it's not like Greathouse's stats are crazy.
But he's the 2nd leading receiver. That's what's nuts. He came into this game as the 2nd leading receiver.
So, and part of that is because Notre Dame just spread the ball around so much. But still, that's Notre Dame just isn't a high flying passing attack. It's just not what they are.
No, it's not, and it's just no, they're not at all. So, I mean, it's just the reads, and I think today the reads were definitely outside oriented, meaning, especially with the fakes. They did they must have did 6 true RPO off of duo where they're running into the weak reads and hits. I mean, Thomas. I didn't even know Thomas was still on the team, and he catches a touchdown pass. So we haven't seen him in ages. By the way, he had a hell of a block on one of the touchdown runs. Thomas just cold clocked the hell out of the safety.
Yeah, according to Tom DeMay,
Riley missed.
You can't. He says Riley missed Great House Deep today, so citing the stats today are all season's a bad example. Okay, so if a quarterback misses a receiver, then we can't talk about the receiver stats.
But yeah,
What is
he may have
this?
missed him. Great House dropped the one in the NIU
Yeah,
game.
it evens
But
out.
still, but even then, let's say he catches those two. It's still only 16 catches.
Yeah.
And he is your starting slot. So, I mean, you go back to some of the slots Notre Dame's had over the years, catching 40, 50 passes. So this is definitely a down year for the inside action,
Correct.
which goes back to what you and I have talked about so much, Mike, is when you're a short passing team, how do you not use the tight ends, whether it's Cooper Flanagan came back today. So there goes that, injury report. He wasn't supposed to play and Flanagan's playing. So there's another one to Singer's point. Flanagan, those are power forwards. And you even go back to Evans last year, some of those catches he has, he's boxing people out like he's down in the low post. And they just have not utilized those unless Evans just has lost a step. Because remember last year he was running some corner routes, some seams. He did have the big seam against Miami of Ohio. And it could be maybe just the free safety staying over the top a little bit more. And it's just a read. But they are definitely outside more, which goes back to Denbrock's offense at LSU.
Okay.
Now, obviously, once again, those guys were freaks on the outside. But I think that is the reads. More outside in instead of taking what they give you sometimes.
Swan Dog, appreciate the super chat and all the super chats tonight. Tim, I really don't want to spend very long on this, but he wants to know what the offense would look like if we had Hartman instead of Leonard. We got a lot to get to, and this is a little off topic.
I really don't know because I think this offense is. I don't think these are. I think this is kind of the same athleticism a wide receiver last year, give or take. A step here and there. It's not a great group. Hartman did not have great receivers last year. I don't think he's throwing for 275 with this group. I just don't. So I think Leonard fits this personnel pretty good, especially with the O-line.
Yeah.
With the O-line, I mean, look at Riley today. He scrambles out and he gets a 20-yard run. He got called back as a stupid little grab, but you saw the athleticism of Riley could just outrun people. Riley Leonard is a freaking running back. Did you see the one cut he had on the right? Bailey, at a modern day, that's Stanford's best football player by a ton. He was a top 100 signing. He juked the hell out of him. Riley Leonard could run. He is one of the elite running quarterbacks in the country.
There was the one where he started to run to his right, and there was 3 Stanford guys sitting there, and he just cuts inside and runs for several yards. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, the guy, Leonard on the ground is incredible. If he can just continue to run like this, be impactful in the intermediate passing game, hit a chunk shot here and there, and stay healthy, Notre Dame's got a shot, man. I don't know what that means, but they got a shot.
And keep playing defense. But look at the touchdown he ran down there, the counter, QB counter.
Tim, don't get ahead of yourself. We're going to get to it.
But I'm saying he didn't even get touched. He just, boop, boop, he just, wiggled his way through, found a nice little cutback hole. He's deadly, man. You get him inside the 10, he's automatic. So he's definitely automatic. It's an interesting group. It's still, you know me, I'm always complaining about speed because I think the only guy with true wiggle is Faison, and he is just. I wonder if Faison's so beat up from playing football, lacrosse, right into football again. It's like I didn't even think about that until now. I don't want to say this, Mike, but it's like, what does he keep? Can he keep doing this? I'm curious. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there as his body. So I know it's a sprained ankle, but that guy's played a lot of sports since he arrived at Notre Dame. What do you got?
All right. Let's take a look at some tape here, mostly touchdown runs.
Is this the QB run?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, who's that? Spindler pulling around. Got Jay Love's lead block in. Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
He's such a good football player, man. Look at that. Stands up number 0.
Yeah. That's it. He just walks right in. Look at the nice down block. I know Knapp gave. Look at run it back. Anthony Knapp sets this whole damn thing up. Look at 54 down there. Seals that. Look at the size of this B gap. Just open. Just caves it in. There's the kick out. Bam. There's your 2 for 2 on the blocks. Guard, running back. but it's Anthony Knapp and Pendleton. Look at that double team. Holy crap. They knocked the living hell out of that dude. Walk-in touchdown.
So, okay, so Tim, I played receiver in high school, so you're
I
gonna
hear
have to
you.
help me here. Now, when they have this 44, this D end here, and they leave him unblocked, and then Spindler goes and get him, is that a trap?
Yeah, it's counter. I mean, yes. You always, it's just down, kick out. Just down, you get your down blocks from your tackle guard, the tight end down block. So you want to seal everything, C gap down, and then boom, you got your two pullers, and they're going to find the first puller gets the first outside guy, the second puller turns up into the hole, which Love did and knocked the hell out of that guy. But that whole block that play starts with Pendleton and Knapp just rooting that dude out of there, man. And then they scooped right up to the backer, and Riley walks in for an easy ass touchdown right there. That's
We
the local football right there.
We usually don't show defensive plays on this. But Tim, Howard Cross, I don't know what the Stanford offensive line was thinking, cutting across like that, or if he tripped or what.
No, it was all cut. Yeah, it was I thought it looked like the guy was trying to cut him down real quick. That's what it looked. Oops, sorry about that. That's what it looked like to me. He was trying to cut him real quick.
Why?
But
on a drop back pass like a 4th and 5?
Maybe he was just trying to decide, I can't block this guy. I'm going to cut his ass. Because you saw Cross from the other angle, shot his hands on him, did a heck of a job. It's all the old medicine ball drill you do with D lineman. Boom, shoot your hands out, push that ball away, and he's free as a daisy right there, man. Look at that. He was
man coverage.
He was unbelievable today.
Right, man coverage here. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Morrison's up here at the top of the screen, turning his back to the quarterback. So
good job by C Junior. See, they're cutting Junior too, and Junior's thinking it's a screen pass, so he comes back. It's just it's all effort right there from Howard Cross. It's nice when you have 6-year seniors. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. And then we got a really good one here, Tim.
Sure.
Mr. Coogan.
See the RPO. He's trying to hit Mitchell, who's going to get depleted.
Oh man, yeah, not a good read there, Mr. Leonard.
No, he's getting a little too pretty because he had hit that earlier, and here comes Coogan right there. Yeah,
Pat Coogan.
11. That was awesome.
Mr. Coogan has more receiving yards than some Notre Dame receivers. And then was this that same drive? So Coogan keeps Notre Dame alive.
Mm-hmm.
And then an RPO.
Yeah,
I mean, beautifully done. I mean, it's just one-on-one. There's no help for this.
Yeah, it's
Stanford
receiver. It's all duo because it's all opposite the tight end. So the whole line blocks opposite the tight end, and you look how fast these backers fill. They just scream into the A and B gaps, and it's make a move, boom, beat him to the inside. He's got leverage. It's an easy pitch.
It's so hard to defend. I think offensively, these RPOs are a difficult thing to master. But if you're good at them, they're so difficult to defend because, like, when I played like strong safety in high school, it was like, all right, this is what you're taught to read. If you see a pulling guard, it's a run. But nowadays, Tim, when you see these guys moving forward, like you think it's a run. And then they throw behind you.
There's 9 in the box right there. So it's just cover 0 at the corners, boom, easy one-on-one right.
And then you just get a little space and it's a touchdown. It's so incredibly difficult to defend. I love it.
See by Thomas's effort down below, he's just jogging because he knows it's either a give or a slant. So he's not even in the route. He's getting beat up down below in the boundary.
And Jadarian Price just keeps getting in the end zone.
Yes,
himself. A little pistol look here.
Yeah, they go double wing. So you get 12 personnel, double wing. You got to balance out because you don't know where it's going to come. And then this is literally the same thing. It's duo because it ends up being it's a cutback. So ends up being with the split action here. You end up having both tight ends on the same side, and then Mike just run it back again. Look at this freaking down block by
Who are we looking
Knapp.
at? Knapp, left
It's
tackle.
it's Knapp. Look at he drives
Spindler.
in, and then the tight end. I think the tight end is Eli. Yes, it's
Coop.
Eli on this one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You got Eli. Eli's the left tight end, and Knapp. They combo. Look at this, and then look at Eli. Boom, right there. As I'm pointing, I can see where the hell I'm pointing. But look at this. He just pause it. Look at the seal. This is why I've been screaming for years together. Running backs win one. This is something I used to scream about with Chris Tyree. This is why they ran Chris Tyree so many. See, it's an A gap run, and Chris Tyree can never cut back. That's why
he would just go right ahead for a little guy.
He had good football plays, but he had no vision on how to run inside. It's an NFL football play. This is why Kyron Williams is so damn good in the NFL. It's all he ran in 20 and 21. And then look at the seal. That's Jaden Thomas right there blocking down on the safety. So now you got one-on-one, running back versus the corner. Boom.
And make you miss.
Make your miss. And these guys have been doing it. Find the other way. Whenever you get the other one with Love, it's the 39ers.
That's this one.
Is this it right here? It is just a thing of beauty. These two running backs have been doing. I'm just going back to the A&M game. These guys have been doing this like crazy. Same thing. You got both tight ends end up being on the right. Anytime the center blocks weak, it's duo. When he goes to the tight end, it's inside zone. That's kind of how they pigeonhole this thing. Knapp just seals his guy out. It's basically just like a fan block. Just get him to go around. Nice little block right there. Pendleton. No, and there's your one-on-one football, Mike. One-on-one football. Hat on a hat. I'm better than you. There's 6. It looks like me. There's Tim Hyatt playing corner.
Look, Coogan. You can barely see him here. He gets his block, and then he just gets enough and zeroes way enough to just let it be one-on-one for Jeremiah Love.
And you see 59 on the ground right there, just pancaking run that back. It's going back. I know it's funny. You and I talk about Emil Wagner like never. And every time we do talk about him, I'm saying he's so damn consistent. Plays solid football. You just don't hear about 59. There he is pancaking the crap out of somebody. Good football. Because obviously, O-lineman, we only hear about you when you get a holding call, like with Anthony Knapp today. But that is one-on-one football, guys. One-on-one football. So and this drives me, I've coached O-line forever, and it's like, it kills me. Oh, the O-line sucks. The O-line could only block 5 guys. How did your tight end whiff? There's one play I charted today, tight end whiffed. Oh, it was Eli Reardon. A guy got stuffed. All 5 linemen hat on a hat, knocked the crap out of people. And Eli Reardon just gets beat inside. It's a 2-yard loss. I'll probably go on Twitter. Oh, the O-line sucks. No. It's everybody. But what we've seen this year, and even going back to Kyron Williams, those one-on-one football plays. I'm probably going to get yelled at for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Audric Estime, he killed me. That guy could have been a 2,000-yard runner if he just would cut at times. The dudes would just hat on a hat, block guys, and Estime, boom, just cut. But he's obviously a big horse. So, he would have been a 2,000-yard runner with some of the holes that they had at times. But that's just the argument when people say, oh, Notre Dame runs the damn ball in the A-gap too much because they're trying to get a crease to get those guys outside. So just trust it. And when it breaks, you get those big-ass runs like you do today.
Tim,
I could talk for an hour on these, Mike.
Yeah, no. Going through the film is fun. This is the show we do this, and I enjoy it. Tim, the last thing I wanted to discuss tonight is just Stanford in general. How do you view the Cardinal as a rival for the Irish?
Literally, I mean, they are. It's funny. I mean, let's just go right down. I'm not this crazy. I love Michigan, Notre Dame. To me, I absolutely love. I love because it's just anger. There's nothing like just 2 guys that hate each other and play. So when Notre Dame and Michigan get together, it's just pure hate. It's just history. It's hate. When they play at USC, that's just compete, athlete on athlete. The history is unbelievable. Unbelievable rivalry with meaning respect. And I think Goolsby's talked about this. SC Notre Dame has been going on forever. It is just a great game. I hate Stanford.
Why?
Because they beat #1 Notre Dame in 1990 for crying out loud. Notre Dame was up 20, 27-7, 24-7, lost to a 5-6 Stanford team, for crying out loud. Last play of the game, Rick Meyer hits Derek Brown as he's falling backwards and the ball drops out of his hands. 92, Notre Dame's up 16-0, lose 33-16. 5 turnovers from Bettis and Meyer. Who would have thought, right?
Do you know Rick Meyer's son plays for Stanford right now?
Yeah, he's on Stanford. Mosley, I think I heard him get on the field. He's at Stanford.
Hey, hold on, let me
one of the St. Browns went there, right? Stanford, yeah. It's like Stanford's not a rival. No, it's not a rival, but they play each other so much.
What? Whoa!
I mean, someone says it's not a rival. Of
course it is.
I mean, they do play for a trophy. It's two very high-end academic schools. And then when Stanford and Harbaugh and David Shaw are beating your living ass over a 10-year period, yeah, that's a rivalry. Stanford owned Notre Dame until the 2012 goal line stand. Owned it. So
yeah,
and even then they came back and lost a couple more. Stanford knocked him out of the BCS bowl game in 15. 17 knocked him out at the end in the last game. Both of those in Stanford. Both of those games knocked him out. So Stanford cost him a national title in 90, a national title in 92, BCS in 15, a BCS in 17. Same, it's like Boston College. Both those guys, I mean, Notre Dame, obviously, as Notre Dame fans, we know Notre Dame football's above and beyond Stanford and Boston College, but we can't stand those two schools because they've taken stuff from Notre Dame a couple times, which is crazy. So me personally, I absolutely love the beatdowns that they have gotten the last few years. I'm not one of those, well, when you hear, well, so-and-so is better when they're good. No. I want Stanford to be 2-9. I want Buddy Stevens, rest in peace. Buddy passed away a year ago. He was Stanford. So I want some of these Stanford programs when they're going 3-8. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Okay.
There's that's the anger, Tim, against Stanford right there.
I love talking rivalry stuff.
Yes,
I do. We've talked about this, and I think some of my takes on this is not well received. Oh my gosh, Tim, there was a chart that someone posted on Reddit, and I think I saved it. Hold on, give me a second to try to find it. It was like a chart of whose rival, like which team's rival is the biggest rival for them and how it compares. I don't even know how to explain. I'm trying to find it. Next time I find it, Tim, we'll do it on.
I saw someone mention whatchamacallit, the band. Exactly. Because the band, Stanford band is notorious for doing stuff that ticks people off, and they did some anti-Catholicism stuff. So Notre Dame has not allowed their band to be there for like 10 years. It may even be longer. So that's why the Stanford band never, this is awesome. Like, send me this.
Okay. So this is every team's biggest rival. This is on Reddit. Someone did this.
All right. I like this.
Okay. So for Notre Dame, let's go to Notre Dame. It says Boston College's biggest rival is Notre Dame.
Yes.
And it says that Notre Dame, you see this arrow between Notre Dame and USC here, that they're each other's biggest rivalry, but UCLA's biggest rival is SC. I talk about this with I compare this to like when you're picking your groomsman and your best man. Like if I'm gonna when I picked a best man, I wanted to pick a best man who would also pick me as his best man. Now, my best man has not been married yet, and I got married 6 years ago, and we're not as tight as we used to be. So I don't know if I'll be his best man now. But anyways, when it comes to rivalries, that's kind of how I view it. Whoever my biggest rival is, I better be their biggest rival. So I am glad, and this was like actual data. This came from knownrivalry.com, which surveyed each team's fans. I don't know how scientific it is, but I am glad Notre Dame has USC, because otherwise, I don't even know if I agree with this, because I think Notre Dame's biggest rival is Michigan and the fans I interact with.
But they don't play Michigan. I mean, they've gone.
They don't, but still,
because it's a hate. It's just a hate. It's just Notre Dame. Notre Dame fan. I mean, Notre Dame fans go ballistic about Michigan. I mean, Michigan scores a point and people lose their mind. It's like,
dude.
Me personally, I don't go ultra crazy if they beat Minnesota on a Saturday. I could give a damn. I only care when they're playing Notre Dame and stuff like that. Do I like when Michigan's down? Hell yeah, I do. And I'm hoping Notre Dame's good. So one of these days they could get back to where they were 25 years ago when Notre Dame was number one in winning percentage, 2 in wins. Notre Dame is fallen way down that son of a gun lately. So
Yeah.
that's what, that's when you root for teams like USC's 3-3 right now. So I was hoping, man, it's funny.
A good 3-3 team. It really is.
Oh, they're really good. I mean, they're going to be unranked, obviously, when Notre Dame comes to town. So
they could be they still could be ranked. That late in the season with 3 losses, or 4 losses, even they could be in the 20s.
Let's say they went out and they're 8-3. Were they going to be 25? I guess, but nothing.
No, higher than
nothing might be. But like Mark with glasses, yeah, USC, Michigan. Clemson's a recent rival.
No. Stanford's got to be like a Stanford still over Clemson. They don't play enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's interesting. Does Notre Dame have a true third? I mean, it'd be Michigan State. Those, I mean, you want to talk about
State?
They do not like each other. They've had obviously classics, just like was just one ND Gal. Yeah, Southern Cal is our rival. Michigan's our enemy. Perfectly said. Right behind you back here, I got the Perfect Enemies book, the Michigan Notre Dame history of that rivalry. They don't like each other, man.
Yeah, no,
that's okay.
I like that,
and I miss it. I miss seeing that game to start September.
What about this chart is stupid? This chart is brilliant.
It's pretty cool. Me personally, I think it's cool. You got Oklahoma and OSU. OSU's there. Oklahoma, Nebraska historically. Texas, Oklahoma. Look at all those intermittent. It's pretty cool. I don't know,
but I thought of this whole thing
and who thinks who's who. So
yeah, right. I thought of this whole thing because you were like, oh, I don't your whole Stanford thing, and oh, you want Stanford's or college football's better when Stanford. I like when Stanford is a good team. It's good for Notre Dame's schedule, and
no, it's not.
It's good. But Tim, it's a matter. This is a super subjective. Whatever is kind of your
Stanford, BC can be down every damn year. Notre Dame does not need a power.
How you feel about that is how I feel about Michigan. I do not want to see Michigan win any football games. That's just kind of
how I don't. It's. Oh no. I mean, I don't.
Like you're talking about the Minnesota, them beating Minnesota. Okay, cool.
Yeah, on a random Saturday, I don't watch. It's like, but some people just lose their mind over everything when it comes to those guys, and I just like playing them. I just love that game. I can't wait. I hope they get that. I think it's back on the schedule 32, 30, but now all that's going to be thrown away because college football is going to be totally different in 2 years.
I got to respond to Alton here. He says A&M and UT are perennial enemies. You'll see. Listen, where's Texas? A&M is pointing to Texas, buddy. And then what? You want A&M? You want Texas to point to A&M and not OU? Are you out of your freaking mind?
Yeah, Texas is OU.
Come on, bro.
That's why A&M is their little brother. It's the same with Michigan State and Michigan.
Yeah,
Michigan. I mean, they're interstate, but Michigan cares. If Notre Dame, Michigan State, Ohio State was on the schedule, Michigan is Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, in that order. When you look at rivalries, when they would go from there. The same with Oklahoma, Texas, with A&M. Texas thinks A&M's their little tiny, their little tiny stepbrother, basically. Ask Horka this. I mean, Horka's an Austin alum there, so he knows that. So that's why A&M went to the freaking SEC to try and become something bigger than Texas, and they failed at that. So they failed. Hell, look at baseball. The guy goes to win a national title, and he bails to Texas right away. The baseball coach, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
A&M is chasing Texas. Texas is like, yeah, keep chasing us all you want.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fun. No, I like this. It's fun.
It's always fun. This is something I will always feel passionate about. And I see people saying, "Oh, Left Twig says USC over Michigan." I'm just telling you guys, from my job is to interact with Notre Dame fans
on the message board. That's not
Michigan.
That's not Michigan. Reality. Okay, it's like, that's what I'm saying. There's some of that. Yeah, there's some of that message board that all they do is they follow Michigan more than Notre Dame, for crying out loud. If you know who Michigan's third string left tackle is, you got to get out of the
this whole. USC's the rival, but I hate Michigan. No, I don't care. I think Michigan's your bigger rival. But again, this is getting
like
off topic.
It's a fun little.
But it is fun. It's fun because there's no right or wrong. Well, no, there's definitely some right or wrong, but it's pretty subjective. It's fun. It's fun.
It's a fun one. But Mike, just in closing on this, I think Stanford's off officially now. I don't think they're on the schedule next year. I could be wrong. If you have that handy, or if anyone knows anything handy, but I think Stanford, now that they're in the ACC, they don't have a yearly contract. I don't think they play next year. Just real quick on next year's schedule, everyone it's not official yet because they don't have the dates finalized.
No Stanford.
Notre Dame has been finishing every single season in California, whether it's at the Coliseum or in Palo Alto, for decades upon decades, it feels like. So who are they going to open with? They're not going to open against A&M. They're going to play a game before that.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think they're going to end next season in Miami. I think that's going to be their last game of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know what I mean? Because Notre Dame likes to go to those warm weather places. Do they do that in Miami? Or is Miami going to be the season opener next year because everyone loves those Labor Day TV games, right? It's going to be interesting.
That'll be that. I think that's a fun slate. A&M, Purdue again. Purdue, like another team. I would love to see Notre Dame continue to play Purdue. Just me personally. I like geography rivals. Like Notre Dame USC is really unique and it's awesome.
Arkansas is going to be a night game. SEC
That'll be cool.
Different animals we saw this year with A&M.
Boise's that's going to be fun. You get USC at home, Navy at home, NC State, Syracuse at BC. Good traditional Notre Dame, Miami, Notre Dame, Pitt. I mean, there's some that's a good schedule, man.
The only thing that scares me is the Boise guy's the junior, right? Because Al Golden does not like stopping the run. He does not like stopping the run. So that guy is going to go.
He's got to go. I think he's got to go. Yeah. Okay. He has to, unless he's going to make so much in NIL that he's going to stay another year. I don't know.
Oh, no. Go pro, please. Please go pro. Because Golden's like, we're going to force Boise to pass, and that guy runs for 298. So please go pro.
Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. If you're listening via podcast, again, please leave a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. Would really appreciate that. If you fill out why you're leaving a 5-star review, that would be very appreciated as well. TBD on Goolsby show tomorrow. We're not 100% sure. As I have continued to have different rooms, I've been recording. I got a lot of stuff going on in the personal life. So TBD on the show tomorrow, and then really TBD for the rest of the week. Baby Singer is coming this week. Most likely, keep praying on that. But looking like this week, and then I will be out of commission for a little while, kind of TBD on all that. But your regularly scheduled programming will continue on. Tim will still do the Tuesday show. We'll just have some guys fill in, and it'll be great. It'll be great. So we are going to end the show there. Tim, did great as always, my friend.
Yeah, definitely a fun show. Getting ready to go watch some big boy football now. Ohio State, Oregon, and then the Ole Miss LSU game. So it's going to be fun. I don't know what the scores are, so I'm looking forward to making some popcorn and staying up late tonight.
All right, folks, you guys take it easy, and as always, we will catch you next time.